Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back. Good morning, and happy Friday to you all. Just gonna wait for a few more seconds for others to join us, and then we shall get started. Happy Monday. How are you guys doing? I know some people are probably back at work now. Yeah. If you guys can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. Okay, I think I've got a couple of people here already. I'm just going to get started. This is going to be a very good morning, Hannah's expression. How are you, my beautiful sister? So, we're okay. So there's actually a video that I saw, and I've been watching that video. Let me actually upload that video. It's that video that actually made me set up this live stream. The video was from Arise News. Let me try and add it to the page.
Reaction.
So apparently they were discussing about the recent trip of Baba Tinubu. Obviously, Baba Tinubu has been going to traveling abroad like for a like his travel abroad is been a lot. So people are starting to like ask questions like, okay, what is really going on? Is Baba really traveling for traveling purposes, or there's something he's not telling us? And you guys know how politicians obviously they leave Nigeria to go abroad. They won't tell you. And obviously from that news that I'm going to be playing shortly, a lot of questions were asked there, like people commenting like how often has like since Baba Tinubu attained presidency in Nigeria, how many times has he traveled for business, for whatever, for holiday, working holiday, and people are like, okay, that there's more to this travel that Baba Tinubu is doing. So obviously from one of the comment, it was like, should Baba Tinubu make his health transparent, or it's not about business if it's going abroad for whatever? And I want to believe that in most of these advanced countries, there are, like, for example, in history, it's been noted that a lot of presidents in other countries, their medical records is something that their workers or people know about. But before we dive into um, presidents who have actually made their medical history public or even make it transparent, let's watch that video from, like I said, from Arise TV. And this is the video.
To
So
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 10-day visit to Europe with stops in both France and the United Kingdom. President's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, made the announcement in a post on X saying that the president departed Abuja on September 4th to commence a working vacation in Europe as part of his 2025 annual leave. He added that after the trip, the president will return to the country. The president was accompanied to the airport in Abuja by a delegation that included the governors of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, the secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, and ministers. His latest trip comes just 2 weeks after his return from Japan and Brazil for official state visits, while also making stops in Dubai and Los Angeles during that tour. Well, let's take some reactions.
So they said his trip was a working holiday. So when is Baba actually taking an holiday? Working holiday. How many times has Baba taken working holiday? Well, let's keep listening.
I'd like to pull this reaction, and this person detailed. It was a lengthy tweet, and I'll start. I just had to take some excerpts from that tweet. And he wrote, he was responding to Ononuga's
Hello, I think I'm going to dive into this because I've been seeing a lot of reports about his record, his criminal record during this time in America. See, that's what I'm saying. That when I bring all these stories of Nigerians committing atrocities in diaspora, we should be naming and shaming them. Only if when Baba Tinubu was allegedly committing all this offense, only if he had brought to the public evidence. We'll see how they are reporting it for fraud. See how they are reporting it to Nigerians who are committing fraud. Is how the Department of Justice is putting their details on their website. Only if such was done during that time, then maybe you wouldn't have even maybe you wouldn't have ever been the governor of Lagos State. Maybe you wouldn't have ever been the president of Nigeria. But yes, is all of those information has been concealed. He is the president, and while like if he's not actually committed any of those things, why is he scared or why is he running elter skelter to protect that being released? To be honest, I really don't understand why. But like I said, this has happened, and same thing happened again. Look at the chairman of the ethics committee in the House of Senate. He was once an alleged fraudster as well in the US. It was disbarred. He was disbarred as a lawyer in the US, and yes, he got disbarred. What did he do? He ran to Nigeria. He's now a freaking ethics chairman in the House of Senate. How did he enter into the Senate? How did he get into the Senate? These are what we are talking about here. That we are allowing thieves, we are allowing robbers, we are allowing fraudsters to lead us. When there are more capable hands, when there are people who are actually in Nigeria that can actually rule us, who don't have criminal records, who don't have any record of actually defrauding people. But these are like I said, that Eda Imasio was a disbarred lawyer from the US. He came into Nigeria. How did he enter into House of Senate? How?
Post on X. He wrote, Mr. Ononuga, thank you for the update that our president is jetting off again for accountability. Nigerians deserve clarity that matches the office you speak for. First, your statement is vague. What exactly will the president do in France and the United Kingdom during this 10-day vacation? Please publish a basic itinerary with objectives, name counterparts, and expected deliverables. That is standard practice when presidential travel is framed as working time. It also helps the public track outcomes, as seen when Paris visits produced specific agreements last year. Second, context matters. The president has traveled to France frequently since 29 May 2023. I hope you guys are following. By 12 April 2025, credible reporting had already counted at least 8 separate visits, totally no fewer than 59 days in France. There have been further European trips since then. Please confirm the updated count. Third, the president has also visited the United Kingdom several times in office. The record shows a private stop in London in June 2023, a Buckingham Palace meeting in September 2024, a 2-week leave in October 2024, which included onward travel to Paris. Then meetings in London in April 2025 before returning to Abuja. Please give the official tally to date. Fourthly, there are persistent rumors that the president uses France and the UK for medical attention. Your office has repeatedly denied this. ICIR and other outlets have reported concerns which you and your colleagues dismissed as baseless. Given the public interest, it would be helpful to address this issue transparently rather than simply denying it. A clear medical travel policy for the presidency would settle speculation. Well, the ex-user went on to talk about Section 145 of the Constitution.
So what this person is actually claiming is, which this person is saying is that Baba Tinubu should let us know when he's actually going to work. Which one is working holiday? If you are going on holiday, go on holiday. Which one is working holiday? So to me, it makes sense because, like I said earlier on, like I said before we started going to the video, that there are other presidents of other countries whose medical record are actually made public. So, example of that is John F. Kennedy. Kennedy had Addison's disease, chronic back pains, and used a cocktail of medications. But this was kept secret during his presidency. But however, his medical history became public decades later when records and testimonies were released. So now there are others as well, but that's just one. Life So Good said Tinubu is officially 73 years old and his living age is above average Nigerian lifespan. At 73 years old, it's okay to do routine medical checks and several health assessments. Leave Tinubu alone. Who they hold him? Who is holding him? Are you all right? Who is holding him? Who is holding him?
Which requires the president to enable the vice president act on his behalf when on vacation. Finally, he wrote, Nigeria is not a private enterprise. The president holds authority in trust. Transparency is the price of that trust. If this is a working vacation, show the work and the outcomes. If
Exactly,
it is
show the work
personal,
and the
follow
outcomes.
the Constitution and let the Vice President act. Anything less weakens credibility and fuels the very rumors your office says are false. Put the facts on the record and explain plainly why you cannot. Rufai, I saw you nodding your head.
And yes, him traveling abroad, whatever, to go and get assessment. Why is he going abroad? Why is he not receiving medical treatment in Nigeria? US president stays in the US to get his medical record, to get his medical health checked. Prime Minister in the UK receives health through the NHS. Why is he not receiving health through the health sector or hospitals in Nigeria? Why is he jetting abroad? Why are they all freaking jetting abroad? They leave Nigeria in shambles. Nigeria is in chaos, and they are running abroad for help, for medical intervention. Why are they not seeking medical intervention in Nigeria? Why? Because you came here now saying that they should leave Tinubu alone. Who grab your papa? Who grab him? Nonsense.
A lot of,
Yes,
you know, I mean, I think that he was quite apt in,
No, it was very
in all
apt.
of the
No,
details
it was
that
very
he
apt in all of the
posed.
details.
Really.
And that's the question. And see, Oji, that's why we keep saying it is sad for a country that wants to grow, that
Exactly.
thinks about accountability,
This is
and we
it.
don't have the medical records of the president. All that.
Accountability does not exist in Nigerian policy and in politics. If you're looking for that, you won't get it. Accountability does not exist in Nigerian politics. The earlier we know that, the better for us.
Countries, for God's sake, do show us the medical records of their president. Who was the African
Yes.
president that
I just cited an example there. John F. Kennedy. The next person is Lyndon B. Johnson. Released detailed medical bulletins during his presidency. He released his medical bulletin, especially after his 1965 gallbladder surgery, even allowing pictures of his scars. Ronald Reagan, his doctors issued reports after his 1981 assassination attempt and later surgeries, colon cancer, skin cancer, prostate issues. Released annual physical summaries while in office. All these people, they are not just ordinary names. They are not just ordinary names. Who again released his medical record online? H.W. Bush, George Bush. He was transparent with his medical records. He had medical briefings about his thyroid condition, irregular heart rhythm, and his health after vomiting and collapsing in Japan in 1992. How many of Nigerian politicians has ever come out with their with their health issues publicly? How many? And one of you came here and started telling me his lifespan. Yeah, nobody's arguing that he should not receive medical health, but let him receive medical health in Nigeria. The kind of footprint that is in all of him jetting abroad, him jetting everywhere. Do you know the kind of footprint he's leaving? Do you know the kind of footprint he's leaving? Since Donald Trump become American president, how many times has Donald Trump left the US? How many? How many times? But if you calculate Baba Tinubu, and I'm going to give you the amount of time, the total time that he has left Nigeria, I'm going to give it to you. But let's keep listening.
died recently that told the people that he was going for a medical situation before he passed. I think it was President Gigomp of, what's it called, of Namibia. He was upfront with the people.
Exactly.
So,
can you hear?
if for anything,
Yes.
and those that keep arguing that his medical records are private, please, with due respect, if President Tinubu wanted to keep anything about his life private, he shouldn't have run for president in the first place. As long as he's our president, we have a right to ask and inquire.
This is it.
This France, team Poju, almost every time. France, UK, with taxpayers' money. This year, God knows how many times he's gone.
100% I agree with you.
And that's why when Ayo was talking, the president should, if it's local tourism, it's not tourism.
No, but the explanation was quite vague.
Also, other presidents also. Bill Clinton. Yes, Bill Clinton published annual physical reports. Can you hear that? That is what we call transparency. Bill Clinton published annual reports. Some details were given about allergies and his struggles with weight. How we know struggles with weight loss. George W. Bush also released yearly physical exam summaries, fairly detailed. Barack Obama also did the same. Donald Trump did the same. Joe Biden also did the same. Why is your president not detailing his own? Why? Why is he not, why is he not detailing his own medical records? Let's keep listening.
Going
I
by
think,
what
Ayo,
the
it's
statement.
not tourism. That's why they always, it was when we said we must.
Yeah, I agree. See, actually, it was also contesting for second time, and obviously, it was after he received advice about his medical health that he decided to let it go, and obviously allowed. Was he the vice president, the female? What's her name? Is it Kamara or Kamal? Oh, I can't remember her name of my head now. So you have to step aside. In Nigerian politics, Nigerian politicians will never step aside. They will they will squeeze their head to go for that second term, and this is what this Baba Kurubu is doing, using our money to go to France. Rufai said this trip to France is getting too much, and this is the truth that Nigerians don't want to hear.
Demand accountability. They now showed us a picture of President Tinubu meeting the king in London then. That's why they say that was the only thing he was doing and working.
Yeah.
We can't keep having this visit without even knowing what is going on.
Transparency.
There's no big deal.
Yes, no big deal.
If there's a medical situation, release it. If there's a medical report, let us see it. If there's none, show us.
Everyday France.
And for that section 145,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they will not respond to that because over the years they've already put that lacuna in. They will say if it's not up to 21 days threshold, then you don't need to hand over and all of that. That's the kind of.
Right.
And you know why I'm saying this?
Yes, why?
President Buhari did the same. He left for months.
But President Buhari was 6 months at a time.
Which was quite a time.
And we keep
Unforgivable.
deceiving
Really, at
ourselves.
this point. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Right,
Let me take this tweet and I'll come to you. Another Twitter and X. I mean, because this story is quite viral. It's quite shocking at the point. At the same time, only because he just came back. Well, this person on X wrote, at a time when hunger, unemployment, insecurity, poor health care, fuel crisis, and unbearable inflation are killing Nigerians daily, a president has no business running abroad for vacation. True leadership means staying home, facing the problems head on, and sharing in the suffering of the people you govern.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Let me even start from the beginning.
Yes.
Before he became president, the president had been going to France. So we already saw the writings on the wall, that when he does become president, he might very likely be going on these trips. Recall that before his inauguration as president in 2023, he was away in France for 34 days. In fact, what they said at the time was that he went to go and plan the transition, proper transition committee. And we see a lot of people going to France as the new capital of Nigeria because now, they almost put Aso Rock.
Can you imagine? He said Cameroonian president is in his 90s. I think I saw a video of him. He could barely walk. How is that possible? Everything in Africa is backward. How is that possible? How did they make that happen? How? I won't be surprised that after his demise, he will pass it on to one of his children. How?
Extension in France at the time. So what we're seeing now is what we already had an indication of before he became president. And there were speculations even at that time on the status of his health and whether or not he should declare. And this is where citizenship, active citizenship comes into play. As to the people that we elect into office, to what extent do we demand of them in order for us to repose our trust in them to lead us as a people? Are we satisfied with not knowing their records, or do we make it a condition to the extent that we make it as part of a constitutional provision that anyone who wants to lead us as a nation must declare his health status? I say this because there's an implication for you as a taxpayer. Every time the president goes out of town, guess who's putting most of his bills? We, the Nigerian people. And so you who haven't had enough money, or you don't have enough money to know where your next meal is coming from, have part of your Commonwealth being spent to maintain the health and lifestyle of a public official abroad. Beyond that, and I still maintain this, Rufai, that if on the surface of things, what Mr. Bayo Ononuga says he's going to do is annual vacation. And to be fair to him, he is entitled to annual vacation. And we cannot legislate as to where he chooses to go on annual vacation. We can raise questions around why the destination of France and the United Kingdom so frequently. But when he has to do with his vacation that is stipulated as part of his contract, he can go anywhere he wants to. But I did mention that as chief marketer of Nigeria, there are nice places in Nigeria that even for the optics, he can choose to go for 1 week, 5 days and then spend the rest of abroad. Why can't he not go to, we were talking about Yankari Game Reserve. You know what happens? What happens is that it brings in revenue. It means infrastructure development will be in those areas. If the president chooses to go to these places, he can visit the Kano Walls. He can go to Yankari Games Reserve. He can go to Indore Hills in Ondo State. He can come to Lagos here and go to Nikkei Art Gallery or go to the beach. There's so many beachfronts. But let me just warn Nigerians. He's going to unite.
So in regards to how many trips he's taken, so according to ChatGPT said he has allegedly taken 41 trips across 26 countries, spending about 180 days abroad. And also, yet another article mentions at least 43 international journeys since May 2023, with 15 of those occurring in the current year. So in 2025 alone, he has taken 15 trips. So there was one, we went to a trip in April there. He made at least 38 international trips, breakdown 13 trips in 2023, 19 in 2024, and 6 in 2025. Many of these were described as official or private visits, with France being notably frequent. Why is he always going to France? Why is Baba always going to France? And also, the other one was a presidency announcement, August 2025. A statement from the presidency noted that Tinubu's then latest journey, a two-nation trip to Japan and Brazil, marked his 40th international trip over 26 months in office. It also mentioned that he has spent around 181 days abroad in total. I hope you guys are hearing. Are you guys hearing? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the argument for openly declaring his health record and arguments against, okay? But let's hear what these our presenters had to say.
Nations General Assembly this month. So let me just prep you that he's going to be away again to the United States of America.
Just a minute, please, because we have to go. Yeah.
You know, talking about, the president has gone to France, has gone to UK. It's a frequency of it that people are concerned about. The last time he went to the same France and UK, he spent 19 days. He came back just before 2 days. Now they say he's going for 10 days. Now, Mr. Nonuga says he's going on a working leave. He didn't say he's going for medical reasons. So that medical reasons that people are talking about is speculative, because that's not what he has said. However, transparency and accountability is important. I had commented on this morning. I only want to add a footnote. Now, I've seen a picture of when the president was leaving.
We have the video. I don't know why they are not
playing it. When they had to see him off. Now, some of those governors, I don't want to embarrass them. When he was returning a week ago from Brazil, they were at the airport to receive him. Look, people should call their governors to account. If they have no job in their states, they should stop going to airport to receive president,
shake hands.
to see president off in an utter display of sycophancy. Don't they have jobs in their states? And some of them go to this Abuja just to go, goodbye, sir, welcome, sir. What kind of governors are these?
All right. Well, all right, Dr. Abati, well said. We need transparency. That really is the sum up of this conversation.
In 2025, I hear the president has gone out 15 times. And it speaks volumes. I'm not saying the president doesn't have a right to go on his holidays.
Nobody's saying he should not.
France and the UK, as usual.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, oh, it might be medical related. The president has not said anything about medical. We have to state that. He's saying he's going on a 10-day working leave. But just recently, he was in St. Lucia.
Yes.
Just recently, he was in Japan. Just recently, he was in Brazil. All of this is at a great cost to taxpayers.
Exactly, taxpayers.
Because, look at it. The president travels around a lot. Taxpayers have to pay for it.
Yes.
We incur the cost of the new jet. But next year, January, hope you know that there's going to be 5% tax on crude refined in this country. That might also jack up your pump price.
Yeah.
Even the CNG that they said there was a subsidy on for some time, they said they've now removed subsidy on the CNG. The CNG was supposed to be that tool to cushion the effect of high price of petrol. CNG is now going for about 384 something for one SCM of CNG today. That's even if you get it to buy. So when you see the president flying around at the expense of taxpayers' money, the question you ask is, what does this government even do to make the people feel like they understand the pain we are going through at a point in time. To fly that jet, to buy aviation fuel, to service the jet while it's away, for parking fees, all those things are not cheap.
They're not cheap.
And it's going to be gone again for 10 working days, which is 2 weeks. Some people are also going to make the argument, oh, it's not ceded power. Anyway, we've long passed that level because we know the 21-day lacuna definitely will always be there. And I say the 21-day lacuna deliberately because they will act as, oh, if it's not up to 21 days, there's no reason to cede power. But that's the way we roll in Nigeria. If you are at the top, you have a field day.
As for President Tinubu going on working leave, now in April 2025, President Tinubu traveled to the same France and UK for 19 days.
Exactly.
Now they say he's going for another 10 days. Now he has just returned from a 12-day trip to Japan and Brazil. And in between, he stopped over in Dubai on his way to Japan. He stopped over in Los Angeles on his way to Brazil. However, the president is entitled to working leave.
Yeah,
okay? We cannot argue with that. But when he was living in Brazil, I had jokingly written on the back page of this thing that I hope that the president will not stop over in France and in UK to say that he has some urgent business there. So it's just confirmed our suspicion that he has something that he goes to France to pick. He has something in UK that he goes to pick. But they say it's working leave. And Mr. Ononuga also says it is part of his annual leave. So as president, it's part of his prerogative to go on official visits, to go on state visit, to go on working leave, to go on official leave. We just hope that this will not be extended beyond the measure. And that the work that the president is doing there, it will be...
Look at our governors waving him goodbye. Why should governors be the one there waving him goodbye? Why? How many times have you seen President Trump traveling that you see all the governors of the states that they're waving him out of UK, out of US? Even when he came to Scotland here, nobody, I don't think there was any politician that went to go and collect him. His securities were already waiting for him. Trump entered Scotland. Nobody went to go and line the street to come and welcome him, saying that because Donald Trump is a Scotsman, he's a Scottish man. No Scottish people went to go and line on the street to come and welcome him because yes, he's a Scotsman who is a US president. Nobody. Even when he entered his town, nobody were waiting to say, President Trump is back. And yes, if you know the kind of development that Trump has in Scotland, even as a US president, he came into Scotland for a visit. No politician went to go and line up the street of Glasgow Airport to welcome him. When he was moving into his city, his town where he lives, he stays outside of Glasgow anyway. They're one of those villages in Scotland. Nobody lined up the street. His security picked him up. They did their trip. They went. We did not see any MP or any out of parliament, whatever, to go and line the street. But in Nigeria, if they are not lining children or by the roadside in the rain, they not go well. If the governors are not at the airport waving him goodbye, does it mean that his trip or his plane will not land where it's meant to land? Nigerians, these are part of the things we say. We are not ready for this conversation, but let's keep listening.
Adequately reported to us for our assessment as major stakeholders.
So that's about that anyway. So like I said, obviously I was looking up for stuff that, arguments for openly declaring his record. Transparency, the reason for these people are bringing this up is that it's for transparency, for trust. Nigerians have a right to know if their leader is actually healthy enough to discharge his duties. And yes, it goes on these trips. What are his outcomes? Has he shared the outcome of his trips with us, with Nigerians? Are we not supposed to know why he was going on those trips? Are we not supposed to know as Nigerians how those trips are going to benefit us as Nigerians? Are we not supposed to know? Or is it just a matter of he's going to go and do those trips, so we should just take it for his words? It also gives room for openness, which will reduce the kind of rumor that is going on now that, could there be anything going on? Could there be anything going on? To avoid speculation and different kind of conspiracy theories. Yes, from this video that you heard, he's not told us that he went there for anything, but why is he constantly going to France? Yes, anytime he jets out, he always branch out in France. Why is he constantly going to France? Is there something we should know in France? And yes, we all know in Nigeria, conspiracy theorists, they travel fast, well. And also argument for openly declaring his health records, precedence and good governance. Like I said, some presidents worldwide, Reagan, Biden, Obama, Bush, they released their medical summaries regularly. It's not a secret. And for them to have done it, it helped them set a new standard for accountability. And yes, accountability is very much needed in Nigeria. As it is now, accountability does not exist in Nigerian word, or even in the dictionary for Nigerians. So, because it seems like if Nigerians have a certain kind of vocabulary book where they operate from, which is not open to Nigerians. It will also say, like I said, national stability is jetting up on all of these trips. Nobody knows. Even I don't even think it's parliament or people who are with him knows why he's jetting out to those places. You know, uncertainty about his health record can create political instability. Yes, we don't know now. So if you enter now, he's just like one person said there that he's 73. He's living his old age. Yes, we know. But the fact that he's living his old age, is he actually considering his own health by traveling frequently like that at his age? Traveling frequently like that, should he be even be doing that? Why is he not going to Obudu Ranch? Let him go to Obudu Ranch now. Is Obudu Ranch not sophisticated enough for the president of Nigeria? And yes, if he's actually going for medical health check, why is he not getting checked in Nigeria? Why? Same thing with all of your politicians. Why are they not getting checked in Nigeria? Because they know that the medical sector in Nigeria is in shambles. It's in shambles. Recently now, doctors in Nigeria went on strike. And within 5 days or 4, even within that 4 days, I was seeing the rota of a doctor. One doctor to be doing full shift for a whole 4 weeks. The wife was like, come, make una help me beg my husband to leave this job because they will pay him. 3 doctors, and one is practically doing almost everything. Should that be the case? Medical tech sector in Nigeria is crying, is collapsing. And yes, if any of our politicians, there's anything wrong with them, they are going abroad because why? They can afford it. Maybe it's that time hospitals abroad, send them back. Send them away that we don't want your money. Go and receive your medical health intervention in your country. Maybe when hospitals that they run to abroad start doing that to them, maybe they will see their bloody hands and do better for Nigeria, because as it is, when they have the money, which allows them to jet out of Nigeria to go take medical record, to go get their health check everywhere. But how about a standard average Nigerian? Hospital, people, I brought a video there the last time there, a woman, because of 28,000 naira, she could not afford to get checked. Pregnant woman, only for her to go to an hospital to find out that those babies were long gone and they were starting to decay in her body. Assuming that lady, that Instagram girl did not find that woman could have gone as well. 28,000 naira. And yes, she went to multiple hospitals, they turned her away. That's the reality of a Nigerian hospital. But yes, our president and politicians do not think it's sufficient enough for them to get checked in such hospitals, right? Abi? Also, the arguments for against, like privacy rights, we understand privacy rights, but like I said, if Obama, Biden, and Trump could reveal their health records, why is what's stopping Nigeria? Security concerns. People will say security concern. We do. If you tell us that Baba has arthritis, what does that got to do with arthritis? Vulnerability, so. Because we know that arthritis is an aging thing. If you are aging, I know people who are 35 years who have arthritis, but Baba is still jesting about. So it's just, I don't know. Nigerian, only God will save Nigeria. With that being said, there's also, I've been seeing reports of people saying that they should pray for Wike. Why are we praying for Wike? I saw a post and I'm going to share that with you guys now. I've been seeing that post for the past few days now. And I was like, why are they praying? Why are they asking us to pray for Wike? That Nigerians should pray for Wike. What's freaking going on? There's an article I saw, like everywhere I turn on Instagram, everywhere I turn on Facebook, that's saying pray for Wike. Why are we praying for Wike? Let me share the article with you actually. Article on pray for Wike. Yeah, so this article was written by Sahara reporter, saying as exclusive FCT minister Nyesom Wike travels to UK for medical attention 4 years after saying no need for overseas care. So after 4 years, he's one of the people that says that there's no need to go overseas. But why is he in diaspora? Why is he in the UK? So he says that sources privy to the minister's health status told Sahara reporters that Wike has been diagnosed with congestive heart failure and is currently under medical management. The minister of FCT has traveled to the United Kingdom for medical attention. Why is he not taking medical attention? So the whole of Abuja, no correct hospital that can treat his heart failure. And yes, for him having heart failure does not mean that he's dying. Heart failure can be managed. Yes, he's going to need surgery at some point. Yeah, maybe at the fact now that he's traveled abroad, maybe he's going to need some sort of cardiac intervention. But why is he so out of all the hospitals in Nigeria? You don't see anywhere where they go fit treat his heart failure. But then he ran to the UK. So sources previously said, told Sahara reporter that Wike has been diagnosed with congestive heart failure and is currently under medical management. Doctors reportedly recommended a bypass surgery, but Wike declined the procedure over concerns about being away from his duties. Yeah, you don't want to take you don't want to take the surgery. And now heart failure, they pipe person well, if it's not properly managed. Now that they're saying that he needs surgery, if he doesn't take the surgery, he's probably going to suffer and he's going to die. So he wants to stay in office, but he doesn't want to look after himself. More clap for yourself, Wike. So Wike declined the procedure over concerns being away from his duties for an extended period and the possibility of being replaced during his absence. So they all, anytime anything's wrong with them, they fly abroad. And then, in quote, Wike has traveled to the UK to seek medical attention, one of the sources said. Another one said, in quote, they said he's got congestive heart failure, which is being managed. He refused to do the bypass surgery recommended because he doesn't want to be gone for too long or replaced. The minister's decision to seek treatment abroad comes amid growing public interest in his health and capacity to continue in office. That's it. They would think that being in office, that political role they're holding, they think it's going to be forever. I guess they've forgotten about Buhari. How long ago did Buhari pass away? They've forgotten so soon that this power. When God says, Peckham, it's time for you to go, and that office will matter to you no more. So because he doesn't want to be out of there, he doesn't want to take surgery. Whoever loves him should tell him to go and take that surgery. And yes, he's gone abroad. So good luck to him. So in April 2021, Wike, then governor of Rivers State, declared that he would not travel abroad for medical treatment, asserting that all the necessary equipment for examinations and care was available at the government house. So why is he not in government house now? Why is he not in government house receiving that health care that he needs now? Why? He made a statement during a courtesy visit by the accreditation team of the Medical and Dental Council, blah, 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 to the Rivers State College of Medical Sciences at the government house in Port Harcourt. He said, in quote, "It is unfortunate where we are. I don't want to comment on people who are traveling for medical check. I have not traveled for the past 2 years, but yes, you are in the UK now, in quote, but if we have all these things here, why do we have to travel? We have all it takes to provide it. Why will I go out to do my check overseas when I have all the facilities in the government house? In quote, I don't need it. Everything that is required for me to undergo any test is here. The resources we have it. Why can't we provide it for our people?" Exactly. Why can't you provide it for the people? 2 years later or 4 years later, you're on your way to the UK. Why are you not providing the same? Because you can't use it because it's not efficient enough. And then you expect that to be the same thing that Nigerians will use. Nigerians will kukuma use it, but then it's not there. If it's not there. So Nigerians can't use it. If you are telling us that it's there, why are you not using it? So which means that it's not there. It's not there. You know? So for those of you who they say that you should pray for Wike, you guys should continue praying for him. As for me, you all know what is best for Nigeria, but you all are refusing to do it. Like I said, Buhari also, he died in an hospital, in a private hospital in London. Now Wike don't run go abroad. Now don't run go London because it's got a cardiac issue, and he claimed that he's not one of those people who go abroad. But then he's not doing that with all of his activities that he's committing, land grabbing allegedly, and all of that. It's crazy how Nigeria has turned out, or how Nigeria is right now. Like I said, women. They said, I'm sure there was a news sometimes ago that that women who are pregnant and who are needing emergency cesarean, that they will offer it to them. So I don't understand how that woman was turned away by an hospital, and I also believe that hospital was in Lagos. Why did the hospital turn her away? When Lagos State government, I believe Lagos State government said they would offer cesarean section to women in one of the public hospitals. So why was this woman turned away? She was turned away walking. I mean, when in that video, I'm sure you guys have seen that video on my channel. She was told by that those babies already died, and she was walking about with dead babies inside of her abdomen, inside of her womb, until that lady found her. So when she was told that they were starting to decay. You can imagine going about with 2 babies decaying in your body. So why did those hospitals turn her away? Why? So all of our politicians, anything they get out for medical intervention out of Nigeria, they are just not, because whatever they have back home is not sufficient enough. It's not good enough for them. So if it's not good enough for them, it's okay. It's good for a normal standard Nigerian, right? It's good for a standard Nigerian, a normal, like an average Nigerian. Person will not get jobs, not even go hospital. Person will not can't even afford to eat 3 square meal will be the one to go to Nigerian hospitals. You know, it's just so sad. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head away now. Leave your thoughts and opinion as always based on all of these things I've mentioned here. Should Baba Tinubu declare his health record? Because yes, we have US presidents, other presidents all over the world who have made their health conditions transparent. So should Baba Tinubu declare his own, or should he hide it? And also, why are we praying for Wike? Why are we praying for him? With that being said, thanks so much, guys. If you've watched now and you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not done so, turn on your post notification, share this video, and I shall catch you up later. All right, and have an amazing Monday wherever you are. Bye.